Hey everybody, what's going on? Robert with Guitar. I am. Let me talk right, guys. I am Robert with Guitar Journeys. Today, I want to share with you guys a recipe that my wife and I like very much. And my mom used to make this when I was a kid growing up. But my mom made it a little bit different than what I make it. And I wanted to show you guys this recipe. It's really easy to make. And excuse me guys, I have to get some stuff. I'll be right back. Okay. So, this is what we call mulligan stew. Okay, so it's a beef stew. Excuse me. So, as you can see, I have some beef stew in there. This is, you buy at the store. It's labeled stew meat, and that's beef. So, what I did is I put a little bit of cooking oil in there so it wouldn't stick. And I put some salt and pepper, and then I just cut it up really small. So that way it's tender to eat. Because it's a little tough. But anyways, okay, so this is about done. Okay, I've been cooking it for a little while. Now, you want to leave all of that stuff in there. Okay, all of that stuff, that's where you're going to get your flavor. All right. Then what I do, you guys can see me, right? I like to wash the top of these cans. I have 2 cans of tomato sauce. But I like to wash these off a little bit because, you know, you don't really know where they've been. You know, I mean, it's true, you don't know where they've been. So, okay, let me get a paper towel here. I'll dry this off so we don't get any of that in there. All right, so after I get the stew meat seasoned and cooked, and yes, it does have some oil in there and it does have some grease, but you really do want to keep that in there. I might have put a little bit too much grease in there, but I'm going to keep it in there anyways. Okay, so there's 1 can of tomato sauce. Then I'm going to take and get me some water. Every time you put a can of tomato sauce in there, put a can of water to go with it. There you go. I want to do 2 on there. There's still some tomato stuff at the bottom of that can. Let's get all that tomato sauce out of there. Here's the second one. Now this is a really easy, simple recipe. Sorry guys. My sister, I know she's going to watch this video. She likes to make it like my mom used to make it, with hamburger, which honestly I've never tried it like that. I just would rather use some kind of like beef meat. You know, it's beef stew, so I buy the stew meat. You know, we all do things differently, and it's okay. This is something that you can do kind of however you want to do it. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly like I do it. You can do it different. So my sister, she likes to put ground beef, and then she likes to put beans in it. And she claims that that's how Mom used to do it. I don't remember Mom putting beans in it, but like I say, that's fine. Okay, those are tomatoes. And let's rinse this out a little bit. I want to keep all that tomato and all that tomato sauce in there. Okay, so this is a kind of a tomato-based stew. Okay, so, hey guys, what's going on? Kevin, I'm going to teach you how to make some stew. Okay? This has been a family recipe of ours for a long time. All right, so now we got the stew meat cooked. And we got the, next I'm going to put in some carrots. I'm going to cut these carrots kind of small, you know, kind of thin. If you cut them up too thick, it might take longer than the potatoes. You want everything to kind of cook at the same time. So anyway, let's get these carrots cut up. Whoops, that one's maybe a little too thin, but my dog wants a carrot. Okay. So we got those carrots cut up. I'm gonna throw my dog a carrot. I was going to make this yesterday. Then my wife was in here making zucchini bread. So I did not make it yesterday. I do like to cook. Like I say, I'm trying to make those carrots kind of a little thinner than most of the time because I'm going to put this in a crock pot after I get everything made in here. Okay, so let me wash off my hands. Here you go, buddy. My dog likes to eat those carrots. All right, so you guys can see in here what's going on. Try to get this situated where you guys can see it. Okay, I think my iPad is turning or something. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to stir this up a little bit. All right, now I have 2 potatoes that I peeled, and I'm going to cut these potatoes up. So I'm going to cut them thick. I probably ought to wait to put the potatoes in, but since I'm cooking this in the crock pot, I think they'll be okay. If I was going to cook it all day not all day, but if I was going to cook it just on the stove, I would wait and put these potatoes in later, because you don't want your potatoes to be like mush. You want to make sure that everything is cooked evenly. I am making the potatoes kind of big. Okay, so there is the potatoes in. We got the carrots in, we got the potatoes in. Let me wipe off my hands real quick. And now what I have here is some cabbage that I've cut up. And I'm gonna put the cabbage in. The cabbage makes this really good. Okay. And we'll let that sit there for a little bit. You guys can see that. That's what it looks like with that. Let me throw some of this stuff in the trash. Okay, now then, I don't normally put celery in there. I honestly think maybe I'll wait a little while. I'm gonna wait a little while for the celery. Okay, so we got everything put together here. For those of you that are just tuning in or watching this video later, this is it's with beef meat, stew meat, and we call this in our family we call this a mulligan stew. So you have beef meat, carrots, potatoes, cabbage, and I do put corn in it, but I don't usually put that in there until later. Okay, so let me get the crock pot out. Guys, Frankie, get out of here. I'm hoping, let's see, it's 12:30 now. I'm hoping this will be all done by the time we get ready to have supper tonight, which I'm pretty sure that it will. Pretty sure that it'll be done. We usually eat like around 5 or 6. So I'm pretty sure it'll be done by then. Ay, 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 ay. This thing's kind of hard to get out of there. I have that thing stuck up there in that shelf. It's kind of hard to get it out of there. Alright, I usually rinse everything off real good. Have not used the crock pot in a little while. So I usually like to wash things up. Give it a little wash job before we use it. I say it's been sitting up there for a little bit. So let me get this crock pot cleaned up a little. If you guys have any questions about the stew, just ask me. But it's a real easy recipe. It's a delicious recipe. When the snow is blowing, the wind is blowing and it's snowing outside, and the football game is on, this is a very delicious meal. Kind of that winter comfort food kind of thing. Okay, let's wipe this down. I don't want that water in our stew. So I'm wiping down this here crock pot. Do you see? Okay, guys. and then we'll wipe down the outside a little bit. So, all right, we'll put that in here. This is an old crock pot, and but it still works real good. So I just keep using it. It did. One time, I'm not for sure why, but one time I was using it, and I came in to check on it, and it had shut off. So I'm not sure why it did that, but it only did that once. It works fine after it did that once. But okay, so here's the crock pot, and let's see. We are going to put it on high for 4 hours. Huh, I thought that thing would move over there. Okay, it is acting a little weird. Darn it. Huh, well that ain't no good. That ain't no good at all. I know the last time, okay, the last time I used it, it worked good, but it doesn't seem to be wanting to work very good today. Huh, well ain't that the craps. Let's smack it around a little bit here. Gosh darn it. Looks like it's time for a new crock pot. Huh. Well, let me unplug it, try to get. Ain't that the shits? Sorry guys. Like I said, it did that one time, but then it worked. But now it's not wanting to work. Dang it. Well, I don't think it's gonna work. That's a little bit upsetting. Stupid thing. God dang it. Well. Let's try to. Huh. Let's see, how can I know that hitting on something doesn't usually make it work. I don't really have too many choices today. Yeah, this thing is not going to work, man. Dang it! I really wanted to use this thing. This does not want to work. Looks like it's getting ready to work. If I could just get this thing to work one last time, I'd be happy with it. Well, it looks like it's going to stay on for the 4 hour. Let me make sure it's getting hot before I put anything in there. But it does look like it's going to work. Now, I don't recommend anybody smacking around their crock pot like that. But I really wanted to use that crock pot. So, smack it around, man. Huh. I don't really feel it getting hot, though. Let me see. It's warm. It definitely is getting warm. Okay, I think it's gonna work for me. It's getting warm. So let me move this out of the way. I have to keep an eye on this thing. But I think it is gonna work. Alrighty, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna transfer the stew from here. Let me back it up a little bit. I'm going to transfer the stew from here to here. It is definitely getting hot. I got some paper in there from when I was wiping it with the paper. Huh, I got some stuff in there from, I think from last year. I need to get that out of here. So, you guys can see what I'm doing here. There seems to be a little bit of like buildup right here at the bottom. So, I don't really want that in there today. I used me a magic eraser sponge, a little bit of dish soap. We'll see if we can get that crap out of there. I don't want to eat something that I made last year. That's kind of how I look at it. So we'll wash it up real good. We want to have a nice, clean crock pot. I mean, even if it doesn't work very good, I've been wanting to order a new crock pot, the one that has the Kansas City Chiefs on it. So I guess I'll have to do that. Man, this thing's kind of hard to watch out. I gotta tell you, that really is a hard thing to do. Okay. Well, it's definitely getting hot. I can tell you that for sure. It's definitely getting hot. Let's wipe this out of here. Okay. All right, well, it's working, so we're going to let it work. Wipe off my hands here. Alrighty, let's put you guys back over here so you can see what's happening. I'm going to transfer this stew into this crock pot. So I'm going to use this here. I'm going to make a mess, I can tell you. Dang it, that is going to make a mess. I don't want to make a big mess. I could have mixed it up in the crock pot, I guess. But, here, let's do something. Let's put a paper towel back over here. Let's put a paper towel right there. That way, when I make a big mess, it'll go on a paper towel. When I get most of it in there, Then I'll pick it up and put it, pour it in there. But for now, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm trying to make it, trying to do this without making a big mess. My wife will tell you that I do have the tendency to make a mess. Oh boy. And then she comes and cleans it for me. Alright, can you guys see what I'm doing here? Okay, I think I got most of that in there. I can go ahead and just pour it in there now. Okay. We got it in there without making too big of a mess. Now this thing is set on 4 hours, so 4 hours should get it pretty close to being done, I think. Let's get the lid. Hang on just a second. Get everything stirred up. Let's do a little bit more salt. And let's do a little bit more pepper. This thing doesn't have a whole lot of pepper in it. Let's see. Alright. That should be enough to get it cooking. Alright. Now, you know the really nice thing about putting everything in a crock pot? I can go play guitar all day. Yeah, man. All right. All right. There's Frankie, guys. All right, now I gotta clean up a little bit, and then we'll end the video. But I do want to say about the stew that you can pretty much put whatever you want to put in there. Like I was saying earlier, my sister likes to put ground beef and beans. I don't know what kind of beans, probably pinto beans. She swears up and down that's how Mom made it. I'm not real sure, okay? But I kind of made, my own recipe. So I got stew meat. I brown the stew meat, and then I add tomato sauce, a couple of cans of tomato sauce, a can of diced tomatoes, and then I put in about 4 carrots. I cut them up kind of small, and I put in 2 potatoes. I made them kind of thick, so hopefully the potatoes and the carrots will cook at the same time. I had a small head of cabbage, and I put half of that in there. I cut it up kind of chunky, and I put that in there. And then later I'm going to put in some celery and corn. I get like frozen corn like this right here. Hang on, let me let my dog out. Come on, Frankie. Come on. I buy the frozen corn like this. Okay, and then I put that in there later. And then when I eat it, I usually get a piece of bread with a little bit of butter, and then I put some crackers in the stew, and a glass of milk, and yeah, man, that's good stuff. All right, guys, thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions at all about the stew, just send me a message. I'll be happy to answer you. And happy cooking, man. I hope you enjoy it. Talk to y'all later.